That Namaya is a real badass. Hey guys, and welcome to my review of Bleach chapter 602. We continue the fight with the Zero Division against the elite members of Juhabak's Quincy's, and let's dive straight into it. We start off the chapter with the explanation about the lethal dose. What's the lethal dose of what can kill certain beings and stuff like that. We get this explanation because we find out what D's ability is. D's ability is called the Death Dealing, where he can control the lethal dose in someone's body. So it can calculate the perfect lethal dose in anything he's attacking or any enemy he's up against. He can control the lethal dose and manipulate that person into dying, pretty much. So we begin with D. He licks his hand from, well, I think it's from his wound from last week, or it's weird because I can't remember Namaya getting sliced last week, so I don't know if this is because he attacked D and he's just licking D's blood, or if it's actually Namaya's blood, or he can just manipulate just anything of Namaya just by looking at him. But he licks his hand and basically makes Namaya's blood, makes his lethal dose, puts his blood down, so the lethal dose is down in his blood. So basically the lethal dose is down in his body, so the more Namaya moves around and the more blood that is pumped around his body, the more likely it will kill him. So basically the more blood that is pumped around the body, the more Namaya is going to feel the pain and more likely he's going to be killed by his own insides, pretty much. Namaya then falls to the ground in pain, and D goes on about how Namaya probably underestimated him because of how D looks. He then goes on to say that he at first people who judged him on the way he looks hurt him, and how he didn't like people judging him, but then later on he grew to understand that and he's turned that weakness into a strength, and now he expects people to underestimate him so he can always come out on top in battle, which is a weird one because it was just kind of came out of left field. I didn't see any indication from Namaya judging him because of the way he looked, and it's just kind of came out of left field a little bit. But then after this explanation, Namaya's on the floor and he smiles and basically says thanks for explaining. And this is cool because Bleach is one of those shows where it's one of those series where they've got the curse of characters explain their weaknesses too much. So anytime we see a new power, the character explains it to their enemy, and I like how Namaya uses this to his advantage for once, where D explained his ability and now Namaya knows how to counter it. So Namaya pierces his neck and starts bleeding out, and because of this, less blood is getting pumped around the body because it's obviously coming out of his body at the same time. So he can move freely now. So he runs up to D and slices him. And slices D, saying the lower his blood, the less lethal it is, pretty much. And D goes on to explain, saying, yeah, well, now you're losing blood, and if you lose half of your blood, so he estimates that Namaya has around about 4 litres of blood, and if he loses 2 litres, he will die of blood loss. So now he has to figure, will he die of the lethal dose, or will he die of blood loss? He has to kind of defeat D before he loses enough blood, or for the lethal dose to catch up with him and hurt Namaya even more. So what Namaya does, he calls Tenjiro, the guy in the hot spring. We then see this massive huge wave cover Namaya, and apparently this is red, and he goes on to explain that the white spring, which we saw earlier, squeezes blood and Ryatsu out of the person, but this fountain that went over Namaya is replaces blood. So if you're low on blood, it fills up, it replaces your blood and gives you completely new blood whatsoever. So basically the lethal dose is completely out of the question now. It's out. It's been replaced by a new set of blood. Nemaya then slices D, and we get a little little moment where D goes talks about that he thought Nemaya underestimated him, but in actual fact D underestimated Nemaya, and that's why he was defeated. And then his body you see the cut open, and a massive dose of blood just squirts out of D, and he falls to the floor defeated. And Nemaya then just turns over to Juhabak and basically says, "You're next. It is finally your turn," and stares down Juhabak. And that's the chapter. This was a good chapter. It was really fast paced. It was over pretty quickly. I had to read through it twice because of all the explanations about the lethal dose and kind of like this element. We haven't really got it was kind of a lot of sciencey, a lot of information was forced to us within a short amount of time. But after reading it, I read it twice, and after that I really started to enjoy this chapter and appreciate it for what it was. I really like this fight with Nemaya against the elite members, and I hope this continues. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. It wasn't the best chapter, but it was enjoyable. It wasn't bad, but it was enjoyable. So it's kind of in that kind of mediocre to good kind of level. So I'd say 3.5 out of 5. But yeah, next week hopefully we get Nemaya against Juhabak, and we can see some more of Juhabak's abilities. And that's it really. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe for more Bleach videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Right, cheers then, bye.